I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
Hello there and welcome to the 24/7 team selection. Round 5 is upon us. Yes, it's a big game always against Collingwood, but Andrew McKay, head of football here at the Carlton Football Club, is just a little bit bigger tomorrow night thanks to the coach Mick Malthouse. 715 games as a senior coach. Seems like a lifetime.
It does indeed. You know, over 40 years in the game. It's just phenomenal that he's had so much influence over such a long period of time. So it'd be a great celebration for Mick, especially to get over the line.
Now, milestones, they do come and go, but has there been much talk about it internally this week?
Not really between staff and Mick or Mick and the playing group, but it's quite hard to avoid when you've got 8 pages in the paper each day, and we've obviously had a few presentations to Mick this week. I think you need to recognise such an enormous achievement, so we've done that and now it's game time.
I know Mick's done a little bit of Media Street this week and no doubt a little bit of a mention on the banner tomorrow night, but let's get into the team, Andrew, and we'll start with the backline with Dylan Buckley, who has just been really solid since coming into the side this year. Great to see Christian Jacks return from his broken ribs and Michael Jamieson as well making up the full backline.
Yeah, that's right. We saw last week that Dylan provided some good run. Christian's back. He had some good form before he missed a couple of games with injury, so looking forward to both those boys playing well.
Could Christian have come back last week, or was it a matter of his preparation?
I think he's better off having a game in the Northern Blues first, just to get that touch back and a bit more game fitness. So looking forward to him playing well on Friday night.
One of his Giants teammates to make their debut as well. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's have a look at the half-back line now. And Zach Toohey, 25 possessions last week against St Kilda in New Zealand. Sam Doherty and Sam Rowe as well. Zach Toohey, he just seemed to take very comfortably to the cake tin over in Wellington last week, Macca.
Yeah, it certainly did. I mean, surprisingly, some might think that ground actually suits Zach. It's a small ground, and as we know, Zach likes kicking goals from outside 50, and with a small ground, you actually don't have to run too far to get to 60 metres from goal. So he enjoyed the game last week, and really, we're after that type of effort every week from Zach, you know, those running goals from 55 metres out.
Let's go into our centres now, starting with Ed Curnow. Andrew Walker, he delivers week in, week out since his opening game of the year. 24 possessions against St Kilda, and nice to see Chris Judd back in the side. A little bit of lower back problem, Mac. Is that something that could plague him throughout the season, or do you feel it's managed?
I don't think so. We're just probably overly conservative, especially flying to Wellington. When you have a bit of a stiff back, you don't want to put him on a plane for 3 or 4 hours, get into the hotel room. They tend to sit around for a little bit longer than they otherwise would. Then after the game would have been compounded again if he got through the game, you know, sitting on a plane for 4 hours on the way home.
Was it more him or medical staff telling him not to play?
Certainly medical staff were keen for him not to, and he was happy to take the advice of those guys.
Let's have a look at our other 3 midfielders, and Patrick Cripps, the Rising Star nominee from round 4, 33 possessions, 11 tackles. Get your thoughts in a moment. Macca, Cameron Wood as the ruckman, and Mark Murphy winning the medal over in Wellington, 34 possessions, without doubt his best performance so far this year, standing up as the leader. Start with Murph because he was outstanding.
He was fantastic, wasn't he? And he had a hard tag on him all game, and they bashed him around a bit, but he just kept on going and going and going. That was a really pleasing thing of Murph's game. He was in and under the whole day and didn't shirk the issue at all. Paddy Cripps, as you mentioned, fantastic game by him. I think the best game I've seen him play at this level. Certainly some bone-crunching tackles by him. He's that inside, big-bodied midfielder that we're after, so looking forward to him developing as time goes on.
No bigger stage than Friday night football against Collingwood either for Patrick Cripps this week. Let's have a look at the half-forwards as they'll line up. Andreas Everett, who's been probably the most consistent player so far this season for the Blues. Bryce Gibbs, 23 possessions last week. And Lockie Henderson, what a day out it was in New Zealand for him. 5 goals won. Geez, you look at the tall forwards. I know Levi won't be playing this week, but Liam Jones and Lockie Henderson. And if you have one kick 5 goals, you know you're in for a nice afternoon.
Yeah, it's great to see Lockie back on the scoreboard. He's been a bit slim in that regard the first few games, but for him to kick 5, get his confidence back up and running. So, yeah, hopefully he does the same against Collingwood this week.
Just on Bryce, sometimes his disposal efficiency probably hasn't been as high as he would have liked. A better performance over in Wellington, though?
Yeah, it was. I think you need to keep in mind that of recent times Bryce has been in the middle and around the scrimmage. So, yeah, disposal efficiency is never as good when you're just dishing it out quickly in those hotly contested environments.
The thing you love about Bryce is that he's always in and under and always fighting to get the ball. Let's have a look at the full forward line to take on Collingwood, starting with Dennis Armfield. Blaine Boakhurst in his debut last week, 13 possessions. Look forward to seeing him on Friday Night Football, and Liam Jones as well. How did you take Blaine on debut?
I thought he was good, especially early. I think he ran out of petrol tickets late in the game, but he provided some run for us, and he ran and made good space, which opened up the forward line a little bit. So, yeah, good things to come, I'm sure.
And Levi Casbolt dropped for this weekend, a bit of time in the Northern Blues?
Yeah, I think Levi needs to get his confidence a little bit. He looked like a player out of confidence this last week, so I'm sure a couple of games in the Northern Blues will do him the world of good and he'll be back before too long.
I look forward to seeing how he goes with the Northern Blues in the VFL this weekend. And just on to the interchange. This name just sits nicely on the bench. Tom Bell, 4 goals straight last week against St Kilda. Mark Wiley as well to make his debut. Almost called him Rob Wiley. But Mark Wiley, the former Giant, Cade Simpson and David Allard. A little bit on Mark Wiley just ahead of his first game.
Yeah, midfielder. Often likes a run with role, but certainly is a ball getter as well. He's very much in the Andrew Kratzo ilk, so and able to accumulate possessions, but also able to look after an opponent.
Yeah, that's a big rap early for young Mark Wiley. And just on Tom Bell, to work in the midfield, work in the forward line, you've got a big name there.
Yeah, the good thing about Tom that he's a really good athlete, so he keeps running all day, and we saw that late in the game against St Kilda, kicking a couple of his goals then. Never gives up, always hard at it. So, yeah, it's great that Belly's in good form at the moment.
We've got a win in New Zealand. Now we need to get a win in Australia. Looking forward to it tomorrow night, Friday Night Footy. Go the Blues.